Okay, let's do this. This is probably the most advanced and most powerful feature of Msty Studio yet. In many ways, it looks simple, and you probably have seen like a fraction of what we have in other apps. But as you dig deep, and as you learn to compose add-ons, like I mentioned it in my first video and in other videos, you'll realize how Msty Studio gives some wings to this feature. At the basic level, a turnstile allows you to queue multiple messages and send them out in sequence. But it goes much further than that. Let me show you how it works and go from a very simple example to a more complex one. So let's say we have a message that we want to send. We have hi, and then let's say we want to follow with other messages here. So what you can do, you can click on this turnstile icon and say add to queue. So we added hi to the queue. Let's add another message, hello. And you can also hold Alt and then click this, and then it just added that. And let's say, tell me something interesting. I cannot type because my pinky is broken right now, so I'm typing without my pinky. So forgive me for making any typo and typing slow. Okay, so let's add that as well. So now we have added these 3 messages. So now we can send this, run this. There you go. So it first sent hi, and then hello, and then hello. Got a response for hello, and tell me something interesting, and return that. Cool, that's pretty awesome. Okay, so now, like I mentioned, if you have seen other apps, this is probably what you get, queue it, get it done. But, we have few extra features under our belt for this. Okay, so if typing and adding this is really awkward, what you can do here, you can, let's clear this. And then let me fold this for now. What you can do here is you can say hi, and then let's do this as well. Send on enter, disable that. So now if you could do like dash dash m dash dash, you can add another message here. Hello, dash dash m. Tell me something interesting. Okay, so now if we add that, as you can see, it added these 3 messages. Once you added these messages, what you can also do, you can also reorder them. Let's say you want to reorder them, or maybe you want to skip this. Maybe you want to say, okay, I want to skip this here. So now if we run this, let me put a context field here. Now if you run this, what we should get is, it should skip this first one, and then it should only run hi and hello. Or maybe we do hello first this time. Okay, run it. All right, hello and hi. All right, now we got more. What you can also do here is, instead of doing M, we have few other this specific characters that you could play with, and we'll be adding more. So let's fold that. So let's say you want to continue this, or maybe let's say you want to, let's make sure that it still have, okay. So let's say that you want to regenerate this message multiple times. So what you can do is dash dash R for regenerate, and then you can give a number of times you want to regenerate this. So let's say for this time, I want to do 2 more. So that would be 3. This one, and then it goes, and okay, let me repeat it 2 more times. So now, let me clear this. So we can clear this queue here, clear it. Now it's gone. Let's add that one. Oh, forgot to add 1 more dash in here. Let me clear queue again, clear this, add to queue. Okay, so now we're saying hi, hello, tell me something interesting, and then regenerate. Let's see what happens now if you run this. Okay. All right, as you can see, it's regenerating it now. If you know Msty before, you know you can branch this as you. So this is very similar to this regenerate, right? If I click this one, so it was very similar. So what it did was, it went hi, hello, and then tell me something interesting, and then it did that, regenerate. So create some branches. There are 1 more we support right now, which is the C for continue. So you can continue it 2 times. Let's say you are running out of tokens. Let's say you have very complex this response, which takes lots of tokens, and you can do C2 for continue. So let's try something new here. let's try, tell me about the universe. Let's clear this as well first. Okay. And we are saying, tell me about the universe, and then continue it twice. And let's say the token here is the token here. Let's add tokens here so that we can see tokens is only, let's say 200. And then we apply here. So now when you add the to queue, what happens here is it takes the snapshot of the state of what you have selected here and then adds that. So now let's see what happens here. Let me fold that, put a context field here, and let's run this. See what happens. Okay, as you can see, even though it completed that, it kept adding some more tokens. It's still not done yet because it only went 2 times, so it probably needed more. So, but you know, you kind of saw that it first generated few, and then it kept adding to that one. This is pretty cool. Let's do this again. This is kind of fun. Let's go to a new one. So, and then let me do Gemma 2B, and then select this, add parameters, max tokens, 200, apply. This time let's do 4 times here. And then here, let's add to queue and then run it. Okay, it's completed, and now it's adding. Yeah, it's adding more. There you go. It completed this time, you know, because 4 times was, I guess, is enough to generate all this. All right. Now wait, there is more. So what we can do here, adding this all the time is kind of not fun. So let's say you have hi, and then hello, and then tell me something interesting. This is not going to work like this. Dash s, and here let's add dash dash dash, and then let's say we want to regenerate this for 2 times. So regenerate 2. Okay. So what you can do here, let's clear this first, the one that we had before. What you can do is you can add, save the, let's add to queue first, and then what you can do here is save turnstile as. Let's say this is hello turnstile here. So save here. So now let's go to a different one here. Let's delete this. Let's refresh this actually. And if we go here, turnstile, hello, then it adds to that. All right. Hope that makes sense. All right. But wait, there is more. Now, like I mentioned before, where things get really, really interesting is when you start adding add-ons, right? And we have a UI for that, and it's pretty awesome. So let's say we have that, and what you can do here is you can go to the menus, save turnstiles. And we already have that saved, hello, h1, hello, blah, blah, blah. And here you can see how the regenerate looks like here. You can change this as well. So now you can start playing with this. So let's say for this one, you can select different model. So we allow that. Before, it took the snapshot of the current state and added that model. But now here you can add more, or you can edit this and change it to a different one. So like I mentioned, you can also enable things like you can enable attachments. You know, there's so many possibilities with this one. You can attach documents, you can attach YouTube, and then maybe you can do your own research with this thing. You can enable real-time data. You can even add tool sets. You can add live context, and you can, of course, change configuration here, and we will have more in the future, and we can add that as well. We'll be supporting that. And this goes back to, again, what I was saying earlier, right? Add-ons are very powerful. They're composables. I don't have Sidecar running right now, so I cannot do that one. But if I wanted, I can just like click this one, get the real-time data, live context, and play with that. And maybe this prompt is more like make a table here, make a table, something like that. And then maybe this one is going back to what we did previously. Tell me what's the last. I can type. Because my pinky here, what's the last episode, and say, okay, so this time maybe we will ask Gemini to do that for us. All right, and then maybe we don't need this, and then Maybe we don't need that. Okay. All right, now we can save this. All right, let's see what happens now. Make sure everything is working fine. All right, so let's go here. Turnstile, hello, run this. There you go. So you created this agent that works on its own. Okay, but wait, there is more. There is more. So once you have the turnstile, of course, you can always export this turnstile. Let's say you can give it to somebody else. And by the way, when we export or import, we also do all these attachments for you. The attachments will be attached and all that. So you can export and you can import as well once you have that. All right, so that's turnstile. Now we can create, we can attach, we can send that and all that. But there's one more thing here. So what you can do, and where things will get really, really interesting, is this small feature here. So again, think about composing things, right? Composing add-ons. So if you go to manage saved turnstile here, so let's change this back, or let's create a new turnstile here so that you can kind of see here. Okay, this is going back to the first example here. Let's say we're doing some research about interesting animals here. Interesting animals. And then here I can say, tell me about an interesting animal. Now this could be, like you can attach documents and all that, and interesting animal. Okay, so let's say we want them a 2B to answer this for us. We added that, and then we don't want to enable anything. Let's make this interesting by adding some temperature here, 0.7 this time. Apply. Okay, so let's save this. We have interesting animals. So if you remember from one of my previous videos that we added something called personas, right? Now you can also add personas. So you can add your agent here and, attach that as an add-on and let it do its things. So over here, you can add continue generation, just like that. You can add regenerate, just like that. Increase, decrease here. Or you can also add persona here. Now, let's say we have interesting animal and we want it to just write a poem for us or analyze this one, whatever it is, right? Let's go with poet here. And you can add your own prompt, or you don't have to add your own prompt. If you want to override, something, then you can add this. Okay, save. So we created this and then added a persona. Of course, you can add more persona here now. This gets really interesting once we add multiple persona here. There is no limit how many personas you can add and how many add-ons you can add. You can add as many as you want. So I don't have an example right now in my head right now for this, but I'm sure you will come up with something interesting. All right, let's save this. Go here. Let's make sure that we are in a new conversation here. Now we go here, turnstile, and then interesting animals, and let it run. All right, there you go. Fun. Now, our persona, which is the poet, came in and he started writing things. So we have this. We added this message and then added this persona. All right. Now, there is one more thing. This is all interesting. Now you got tools. Of course, when you added persona, if you guys remember, you can add tools as well. You can add all these. So this is all composing things, right? You can add tool sets here. You can add a different model. You can add context, and it all works. You can add some few short prompts. You can add attachments, enable web real-time data, enable live context, and all that. So it all works. So you got agent. You got something that can run in sequence, a queue. What if we let it run in a loop? Well, that will be interesting, right? Like, yeah, All right, let's try that. Let's try first very basic example, and keep this in mind. Like, this is the beast. You know, this is the best. We are giving you a chainsaw or something like that to cut the trees. Just don't, cut your limb or limbs. All right, so let's say and say hi. I'm gonna hold Alt and then click here, so that gets added. And I say, tell me something interesting again. This is my go-to prompt now. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, tell me something interesting. So if I run this one now, let's run it. What happens here? Then, run it. Now what if, let me fold this. Let me go to a new one here. So we have hi, and tell me something interesting. Added that. So we saw that, when we run it, it runs once. Now, if I click here, this hash here, you can set the number of times it can run. I mean, I can select 5 here. All right, and it will run 5 times. So what happens if I run now? I can just sit back and then let it run. As you can see, it's going. Behind that. There you go. So it ran 5 times. Yeah, so small thing here. This input allows you to select how many rounds you want to do. Now, as you can imagine, this will, if you set it, if it is expensive, you have tool sets enabled, you have real-time data enabled, you have all these things enabled, you have persona enabled. This would get expensive for you, so you want to be careful. That's why it's hidden by default. We just don't show this. By default, it's hidden because it runs once by default. So now, if we go back and load our persona here, interesting animals, and then here we just let it run 3 times. Let's see what happens there. Okay, so 1 time done. There you go. Joanna is going. Now this is the 2nd time. Now you have to run 3 times. You can pause this one if you want. If you're like, don't want to run it again. But there you go. That's the 3rd time. We're running it the third time. There you go. So now we completed that. That's awesome. That's crazy, right? Okay, so that's it for Turnstile. You can do some basic messaging queue. You can run it. You can reorder this. You can skip. You can cancel. You can clear. You can save Turnstile, and then you can manage this and add your own add your personas here, and as well as export and import. Now, like I mentioned, this is the probably the most advanced and the most powerful feature of Msty Studio yet. All right, I'll probably have 1 or 2 more videos to go for this first round of videos. Sorry for this video being too long. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye.